All right, let's do this. So I've been getting a tremendous amount of requests of figuring out which niches work, like where should I recommend you guys? What are the top earning niches, the best paying ones, the safest, the quickest, all these different questions. But nobody's asking which ones are the highest risk, right? Which ones are basically guaranteed to never get monetized or super at risk of getting demonetized. This is a very important video. If you are remotely interested in doing YouTube automation, you need to not only know what to do, but also what not to do. And so this video is going to uncover 14 different niches that I guarantee are never going to get monetized, or even if they do, they're at extreme risk of being demonetized at any given moment. And by the way, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Victor. I've been featured in many different articles for doing YouTube automation for the last 6 years, very successfully. We've now actually reached over 1,000 students where I've been able to help them reach financial success through YouTube automation, through faceless channels, making passive income from the comfort of their home by creating faceless videos. And that's exactly what I do. And here in today's video, I'm going to show you guys exactly which ones to avoid at all costs if you want to be able to conserve all of your energy and funds that you put into this business and make sure that what comes out of it is only success and safety, right? So without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. So just to make sure you guys understand, just because a niche is popular, it doesn't mean it's safe. All right, this is a huge misconception, all right? There's all these popular niches, these popular guys over here. These are at risk. I'm going to share with you a bunch that are at risk, and these channels might not even get monetized to begin with, all right? Maybe they'll never ever see the light of day of making money because YouTube is specifically cracking on 4 different things. And I'm going to show you the 14 channels, explain them all in detail for you, but they're really cracking on. And you can also see this based on the recent update. So low effort AI content, huge one right here, all right? Low effort AI content. We've talked about it before in other videos. If you haven't been up to date with what's happening, just watch my previous videos. All the AI slop stuff is just getting removed. So we're seeing a lot of copyright violations from people stealing people's content unethically. We're going to talk about that as well. Also, the mass-produced slideshow spam. This is like the worst of the worst content. It never belonged here to begin with, and it's still here, and it's starting to actually slowly get terminated. I've seen channels not only get demonetized, but completely wiped off the face of YouTube, which I think good riddance. This stuff shouldn't belong here to begin with. It's taking away precious views from people who actually work hard for those videos and deserve those views. And content that lacks originality or human effort, all right? The easier it is to create a video, the more likely it is to be at risk of being demonetized or never getting monetized to begin with. And we're going to talk about those in detail, all right? So let's get into the 14 niches. So if you're picking any of these faceless niches, here's what to avoid and how to fix this. So not only am I going to share with you what not to do, but in the instance that you want to do them, I'll show you the right way to do them. Some of them don't even have a right way to do them, but if they do have a right way to do them, I will share those with you in today's video, guys. And by the way, if you're still unsure about all this stuff and you still have a lot of questions, first link in the description is going to take you to my free school community where we already have over 5,000 people that are actively doing YouTube alongside you, which is a fantastic place to be. You know, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. Be with winners. Be with people who are doing this business and more importantly, are succeeding. We also give you a free class, literally a massive course. Usually people give away these mini courses. This thing is freaking massive. I've given away so much of my information for free just because I want to make sure you guys are not making silly, stupid mistakes that the average beginner makes. And that's what I'm here for, guys. I want to give you confidence, clarity, and reassurance in all the decisions that you make so that you guys can go and make money. And when you go make money, you can reinvest that money, work with me, and make more money. That's what I'm here for, all right? So I also have a calendar here. If you go click on calendar, I go live twice a week, guys. Twice a week with me, yours truly. I literally go live free twice a week. You don't spend $1 on this. Just to, again, give you guys clarity, give you guys confidence, help you build out a strategy and structure and help you understand how to do this thing correctly, right? Not making mistakes. So I do all that for free. Again, with the goodwill and intention that once you go off and make money, so just come back to me and we can invest in some high ticket mentorship, take you from your first 5, 10K a month to 20, 30, 40K a month, like I've seen with other students. So guys, let's go straight into the niches. What are they? All right. The first one is meditation niches. Many of you guys know the meditation niches. All right. There's a way to do this and there's a lot of ways not to do this. So the risk here is that most creators grab stock footage of nature scenes, right? Pair it with AI generated music and then loop the content. It's not going to work, guys. It's just not going to work. All right. These channels look identical to each other. They lack emotion and they're just instantly flagged as low effort content. Now, in the instance that you want to do this on your own, you can record your own ambient tracks or commission original ones. All right. You can pair them with unique animations, drone footage, or 3D visual loops that elevate the sensory experience. And you can add voice guided breathing or custom scripted meditation tracks. All right. So these are all doable, but keep in mind, They have to be actually done by somebody or something, right? Something correctly, not just like a ChatGPT thing and like one thing in the background movie. It's just not going to work anymore. You could pass. It could fly under the radar. Honestly, all this I'm saying, all these channels, they could pass up until a certain point in time. And some of them, if you do get caught, they're much more severe than others. But like I said, if you're going to start a business, all right, this is not here. We're not doing this like hobby stuff, this like side hustle stuff. We are here to build a business, a legitimate business that can pay us and sustain us financially, ourselves and our families and our friends. This thing makes incredible amount of money. This business model can make incredible amount of money. You have to take it seriously, all right? So if you guys want to look for like the wishy-washy ways to make money and how's the easiest way where I have to just basically lift a finger and make 10K a month, it doesn't exist here and really anywhere. If anyone's telling you this and you believe them, I can't help you. I can't help you guys. So I want to just go over really just telling you guys what to avoid. Like knowing what to not do is so much, almost more valuable than knowing what to do. Because then you can hone in and hyperfixate on the few things that you need to do very, very well. And then you can just succeed. You could just win and crush it because you know exactly what to avoid and not do. Very simple. All right. The next one is these Reddit and Slop channels. Oh my dear God. All right. I'm going to go to red for this one. Don't do this shit. All right? Don't do these AI channels that are full of these stupid, silly stories that are all AI generated with awful voiceover with this one image in the background that's playing and it's just this stupid AI avatar. Don't do this stuff. Again, you might somehow swindle your way through, get some views, make a little bit of cash. Cool. It's going to come crumbling down. You're going to lose all your income. You're going to lose your channel. All the time and energy that you put into this thing is going to be gone. You're going to start from zero. How many times do you want to start from zero instead of just doing this thing right from the beginning? Even if it takes longer, it'll likely take longer. But why not just do it right the first time? And by the way, guys, I'm going to throw this out there. I just trying to be a little bit more blunt and honest and just speak how I feel. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you half-ass this business, you probably half-ass a lot of things in your life, and you need to get that checked. All right. If you're not willing to put in the due diligence of doing something correctly from the beginning, you don't deserve 10K a month. I'm so sorry, but I'm also not sorry. You don't deserve $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month. You're trying to half-ass the system. You're trying to half-ass your work and expect top-tier results. It doesn't work like that. And again, some people slip through the system. Cool. Good for them. Don't be that person. All right. The risk here is that you're copying and pasting Reddit threads with robotic AI voiceovers, generic stock images. They're cheap and they're lazy. There's no original commentary. They're weak visuals and there's low engagement, which is the risk of demonetization overall. Now, if you want to do this stuff, all right, you guys can use Reddit as inspiration. You can reformat stories. You can inject human emotion or humor. You can use better quality AI. You can use better voices, better narrators, add cutaways, reactions, pacing, mimic storytelling formats. I have somebody who's doing this right now who's taking these Reddit stories of like these funny relationship stories and then turning into like a podcast interview between like a sheep and a therapist. And that's just, it's really entertaining. Like it's animated. The lip syncing is there, the scenes, transitions. It's a real video. So you guys can do Reddit stories. I'm not saying don't do them. I'm just saying don't do them like every cheap fucking channel out there that's just trying to hack the system and just extract as much money from YouTube. It's just not worth it, guys. All right, so I digress from this one. Moving on to the next one, we have copyright music and lyric channels. Just so you guys know, I'm going to go back to the basics. Some people don't realize that you cannot just take music and post it online. You can't just do that. That's copyright for a reason. Risk: YouTube auto detects copyright content even a few seconds and is done. This stuff will never be monetized. Repeated use can lead to strikes. So this baby video, I don't know why I cut it off, but like this thing had like 97 million views. Now, unless this is the actual record label posting this, they didn't get $1 from this. They would never get $1 from this. So cool story. You have 97 million views, probably brought in a nice amount of subscribers. Subscribers don't mean money. They don't convert to cash, right? It's views that are monetizable that convert to cash. That should be your only metric to optimize your channel for, all right? So the fix is you can create your own content, right? You can create your own music or production. You can use AI as well. That should say AI, not AAU, but you can use AI. That's fine. By the way, just going to clear the air. I'm pretty confident you can use AI music and monetize it because it is original in its own way. Not that an AI channel is easy, like an AI music channel is easy, but it is also should be technically doable. They never mention anything about that stuff. So yeah, guys, that's kind of that. Also, one last thing just to point out, just so there's no confusion. You cannot go to places like Artlist. I can't do this on a laptop. Artlist or Epidemic Sound or any of these places where you're paying a subscription for copyright-free music, things that you now have a license that you own, you can use on your channel. You can't just pay $20 a month, take their music, add some visuals, get views on it, and get paid on it. You can just steal videos or music that you've paid for to use on your videos copyright free and make money on it. It doesn't work like that. So just putting that out there. I don't want anyone to have that misconception that you can do that and start a channel. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. All right, moving on to number 3, compilation channels. I get asked this so much. I actually don't get asked it. I get shown it. Someone's like, hey, what do you think of my channel? Will this ever work? What should I do to optimize this? And I say, delete every single video, pick a niche that works, and start over. It doesn't work. You cannot just compile people's videos. You can't steal videos, compile them together, and expect to get paid. I have another video recently where I talked about the entire flow and how this stuff actually works. And you should just go back to my other channel or other videos and watch how you can actually ethically make money on YouTube, because there's an ethical way and there's an unethical way, and the unethical way doesn't work to begin with. So the risks here is taking TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or meme compilations without commentary, right? So the best of fails, the funny moments, the viral clips with no added voiceovers. These videos are not transformative. They're high copyright risk. They're repetitive. YouTube usually rejects monetization applications for this format. If you just compile a bunch of videos together, put a nice thumbnail on, maybe add some music, it's not transformative. These are not original videos. You haven't added your own transformative efforts to make these things your own. You've just stolen content and claimed it as your own. YouTube's not stupid. They're not going to pay you for that stuff, all right? Moving on to the next one, the rain sound and affirmation channels, all right? Very similar to the meditation channel, but different is the affirmations. Listen to my voice, and by the end of this video, you will receive abundance, financial abundance. Say it with me. I joke, but these affirmation channels are not going to work. Same as the rain sounds. You cannot take rain sounds, add a nice little video of some rain pouring on someone's on their windshield as they chill in a car with a nice view. You cannot do those. You cannot make money on those anymore. They're very cheap, low effort videos that are very copy paste. That could be done with like one button. You click a button on a software and a video is made. They're trying to avoid that. That's called AI slop. It's just low effort, low effort content. It just doesn't belong on the platform financially, like to make money. You could post that stuff and get views, but that's it. The risk is using a slideshow or a single still image behind looping sounds, affirmations is flagged as low effort, right? So the fix to this, if you want to pursue this, is record your own rain audio. You can use high quality licensed FX, right? Like the media and stuff. You could pair it with dynamic animations, visual progressions like mood lighting, slow zooms, original affirmation scripts, or narration. So the thing is, like, the consistent thing I'm trying to say here is it can work. It really can work, but it's not easy. And even if you put all the like original intent and effort behind this thing, it still might not work because it's still quite low effort. And so I say there's a fix to this, but really I just avoid this stuff at all costs. There's so many better ways to do this. And even if you do, there's like a massive red sea full of people that are all trying to compete for this, and it's just not going to work. You're going to have to post like 50 to 100 videos before you break through even remotely on this niche. Not worth it. I give this like a 0.5 out of 10 in my honest opinion. All right. Now we have quiz and test channels. I get a lot of questions for the quiz and test channel. A lot of questions. I don't know what this means, by the way. A lot of questions. What should I do with this niche? Should I continue with this niche? Should I do this niche? Absolutely not. I don't know why it doesn't work. I actually think it's quite decent effort. It's not like you just push a button and a video like this is made. There's a lot of like still custom animation, custom editing, custom everything to it. Actually, I quite think it's a good niche in like the hypothetical sense. I just don't think it's a good niche for YouTube because I consistently see these channels either not getting approved, or if they are approved, they get rejected. Or if you start with a pre-monetized channel and try and bypass it, they end up getting demonetized, which sucks. Because honestly, I think they're pretty valuable in a sense. Like they're entertaining. There's effort put into them. Some of them are very, very cheap, and I get they're easy to make, but they're not actually that easy to make. Especially some of them are really high quality with great animations, and they're engaging. Like there's effort put into these. So I just don't think you should do it, because I know for a fact, based on the 6 years of history of doing this and experience, don't do this, because I've speak with hundreds and hundreds of people every single day and hundreds of students, and I know just this stuff doesn't work. So the risk here is that it's repetitive, it's not transformative, it's flagged as spammy content. There's no fix. YouTube does not reward or approve quiz-style uploads without significant educational value-based transformations. Suggestion is you can shift towards trivia storytelling or gamified history episodes with educational frameworks. So really turning this into more to like a production, like an actual video with a script and a story and stuff like that. That may work, but as it is right now, the typical stuff just doesn't work. Now we move on to reaction channels. Low fucking effort. I don't believe in reaction channels to begin with. If you do them and make money, great for you. I'm very, very happy for you. I don't believe in them. And there's a lot of coaches out here, and some of the coaches are watching me right now that might be upset with me saying this, and that's fine. Everyone has their own preferences. Some people believe in search-based channels. Some people believe in trending channels. Some people believe in reaction channels. Cool. Everybody has their thing. I honed in on browse-based channels. I think they're the easiest to do and easiest to learn. And so in terms of friction versus yield, this just makes the most sense, the highest yield for sure. So the risk for this is just uploading viral content with a few seconds of your face, and the audio is just not considered transformative because you're only doing like 2, 3, 4 seconds at a time for like a 1 minute clip or 2 minute clip or 5 minute clip. That's not transformative, guys. It's kind of been in the gray area for a while. It's kind of like just been in the shadows. No one really noticing that people are making tons of money with this. It can work. It's not easy at all, but this stuff is getting demonetized fast. It's already started before the update. Now, after the update, it's even worse. So the fix is your reaction must dominate the video. All right, use breakdowns, humor, call out, deep dives, or value-added commentaries. Minimum 50% of the screen time should be your content, your self-speaking. Now it's fair. Now it's transformative. So I don't recommend it. If you want to do it, up to you. That's all cool. But let's move on to the next one. The next one is kids content channels. I get asked quite a lot, should I do kids channels? And I always say no. Honestly, it's just not worth it. There's so many reasons, but the main one is that all this content is restricted by the COPPA laws, so you can't have personalized ads. The RPMs are garbage, absolutely garbage. You're looking at like 80 cents to $1.50, kind of at max for the RPM. So imagine like you get 1 million views, you get 1.5K, like $1,500, which doesn't sound that bad. But then I have students that are getting 1 million views and making $20,000. That's where I push my students into. That's why people pay me for my coaching, is making sure that we can, again, extract the most out of every single effort that we put into the platform and get the most out of it while, again, doing it ethically and sustainably. That's the key. And this whole thing is just, you're very easily to lose monetization because, again, there's kids that are watching your content. So your content is held under a microscope. Every little minor thing you do is very thoroughly audited, right? Because this content is predominantly for kids and they want to make sure you're not doing anything that's bad. So just try and shy away from this niche as a beginner. If you're advanced, you can dabble into it. As a beginner, I recommend stay the hell away. All right, moving on. AI storytelling channels. A lot of you guys are wondering about these, all right? AI storytelling, the static slideshow visuals, raw AI script, it's going to be flagged as spam. These don't pass for original storytelling. So if you have a single image and you have an AI voiceover and it sounds like garbage as well, it's not going to pass. This channel, you guys can search up yourself, Granny's Truth. What they've done is they gone to VO, they took an animation of an old lady speaking. They don't even lip sync the video with what's being said, which just makes it even cheaper. So if there was more effort between like maybe having multiple scenes of her, some transitions, some text on screen, some more visuals, really turning this thing into a full production, it likely could stay monetized, but I know for a fact this kind of stuff is not going to stay monetized. So I would just avoid doing this at all costs. Again, you guys can check this channel for yourself. I just want to go straight to the value. I'm not going to wishy-wash and give you guys any fluff here. I'm telling you what not to do. And you guys can choose to listen to me, by the way. You don't have to listen to a word that I say. You don't. But I just have a really good track record. And that's why I just make these videos, because I can confidently give you guys information like this because I know everything I'm saying is based by data, based and backed by data, right? Now, news and politics channel might piss off some people. Don't do them. Don't post Trump update videos. Don't post political update videos. Don't do it, all right? It may work. It may get some views. It may make some money. These channels get demonetized fast. All right, I've never seen one that lasts more than like 2, 3, 4 months, proper ones. So yes, technically you can kind of like do this for a little bit, make some cash, and oh, you made 10K, 30K, fantastic. And I know people are like, well, what's the bad part in that? If I get 30K, the channel goes down, start up again, do it again, rinse and repeat, making the money. The only problem is that YouTube doesn't work like that, especially for political information, because you're spreading misinformation and disinformation, and that is not good. They don't like that stuff. So I'll tell you what. But here, the risk is that YouTube aggressively demonetizes these due to misinformation concerns and advertiser pressure. Even factual reporting can be flagged for sensitive topics. Even if you're not lying, you're still spreading sensitive topics, right? So I just say the fix to this is avoid entirely, unless you're building a fully verified journalistic team with legal clarity and press credentials. All right, so that's the main thing. But the other reason why I say don't do this is simply because YouTube will not only terminate your channel, but they could also terminate your AdSense. And when your AdSense is banned, you're screwed. They don't make it easy for you to get another AdSense. You should technically only have one AdSense per name, per address, per everything. And if you get that taken away from you, you're in a very tricky situation. I don't recommend that, messing around with YouTube like that. So don't do this niche, please. Fake giveaway channels. I'm not going to talk much about it. It's just so obvious. Don't promise people things that you're not actually going to give away. Don't create channels based on giveaways unless you're a legitimate giveaway company. Just don't do it. It's obvious. You get banned. You get banned. It's super risky. Misleading thumbnails, false promises, exaggerated claims about money or success. Don't do this stuff. It's going to get taken down so fast. It will never last. Never, ever last. Moving on. Misinformation niches, spreading information about pandemic theories, miracle cures, pseudoscience, drug misinformation, financial scams. It's all severely looked down on by YouTube. You will get your channel terminated, and like I mentioned as well, you might get your AdSense taken down as well. The fix, don't do this content. Super easy, all right? Don't do these channels where you're spreading information that's potentially not correct. Conspiracy theories are kind of like fine per se, but just be careful about the topic, especially if you talk about pandemic during the pandemic, you might be in trouble, right? So that's the main thing. Anything over here? All right, guys, we're leading on to the last two. Anything sketchy, illegal, how to hack content, all right? Teaching hacking, bank fraud, illegal site access, promoting drugs or shading websites, black hat marketing techniques. These won't be monetized. You may, again, fall through the cracks. Don't create a channel based on the premise that you might fall between the cracks. If you want to, you can, but I'm telling you, that's just not the way to do it. Don't do this content, period. All right? It can work for some people. Again, just don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it knowing that at some point in time, your channel might get taken down. Why do you want to go to bed with one eye closed and one eye open? Because you just have to be hyper aware and vigilant of whether your channel is going to get taken down, right? Last one, non-advertiser and safe content. Let's talk about this, all right? This is an interesting one. Excessive swearing, violence, sensitive topics, or disturbing content, controversial or offensive humor. Even stuff like just talking about OnlyFans, don't do it, all right? I had some students that went viral talking about basketball players that also dabbled in OnlyFans, obviously like WNBA, and those things got millions of views. And all their all their content got taken down. All right, first it was flagged for being advertiser non-safe, and then it just got taken down. And so the whole channel just kind of tanked after that. It's not worth it. So yes, it can get a lot of views. People love learning about OnlyFans and all that stuff. It's going to attract a lot of views. It's going to do really, really well. But the more heat, the more attention you bring to you, the more likely you are to fall into the trap of YouTube taking down your channel or taking down your videos. And if they take down your videos, they also could just destroy your channel. Like I've had students that have had, very rarely, but I've had a student who, again, just like this one where the videos got taken down and it just completely harms the channel's ability to gain traction for months. And so you kind of are like in the sand pit. It's not worth it, all right? Your content may even stay monetized, but the advertisers also, they won't bid on it. You'll get a yellow dollar sign and you'll get very low or even no CPM on those videos, all right? And that pretty much concludes it, right? So what's the real rule? Add effort, add originality, all right? Add a human touch. Infuse your content with emotion, with humor, with insight to engage the viewers. Create good content, right? Use real editors, employ professional editors or high effort AI editing for quality. So really put in the effort, hire somebody who knows what they're doing, or you can use really high-end AI like VO to create the images and put some pieces together. But really, I still think everything should have a human touch. Avoid shortcuts. Steer clear of templates and quick fixes for originality. Don't use these websites where you just put in a prompt and it spits out a video. Don't do that stuff. Number one, it's fucking cheap and stupid. Nobody likes that content and it's not going to work anyways. Use high quality sounds as well. Create top quality elements with top-notch AI tools. You can use AI tools to create sound effects, to create stuff that just adds more emphasis and brings your videos to life. Again, everything still needs the human touch. And that's pretty much the video, guys. Again, if you are interested in not making any mistakes and making some fucking money on YouTube, you probably want to join our free school community. And again, simply because it's free. Number two, we go live twice a week. There's a free course here. You guys can join and consume all this content for free. Tons of success stories you can see, a 1-hour course, all the niches. I give you a list of all the best niches that are working right now. And again, connecting with thousands of people that are doing the same thing as you right now. If you haven't watched my previous video where I uncovered 13 niches you should do, especially after the AI update, and also the ways that I find my niches, it's going to be somewhere over here, I don't know which direction. definitely click on that video, and I'll see you guys either on that video or my free school community or my next video or wherever you want. I'll see you guys soon.